Every business owner starts with a dream, but the journey rarely goes exactly as planned. Welcome to Is Owning a Business a Blessing or a Curse? Today we'll hear from an insurance agency owner who knows firsthand what it takes to build and grow a business. Welcome, BarryBrooks from Brooks Insurance Group.
Yes. Good morning, Wayne. How are you?
I'm doing well, so I'm excited
Good.
to have you on. But I got to tell you, just right off the bat, and I understand you're a networker, so I'm going to say this because when you network, you meet a lot of people.
Yes, you
and
do.
there are a lot of insurance companies out there, agents.
Yes.
There are a lot. So let's go into kind of how you got started, how long you've been doing it. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started back in 1986.
Okay.
And I was a young agent. I call him the father of insurance for me.
Okay.
A gentleman named Alan Long.
Okay.
And a lot of people in the community knew him. He's passed away, but he was a fixture in the community and in my church.
Gotcha.
And he asked me if I would be interested in selling insurance. Now, man, I'm like,
did you even know what that meant at the time? Like how hard it would be?
Look, all I know is I had insurance on my car. That was it.
Right.
That was all I had. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Uh-huh.
So, he said, you'd be good at it. I said, I don't know, Al, and he's known my family for years. Him and his family know my family. So anyway, we continued to talk, and so he invited me to his office. At that time, he was in Shaker Square, and I went over there, and we talked, and he talked me into it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, and there was a program that he wanted me to be a part of with Nationwide Insurance, and so he said, "Look, I want you to sign up." He said, "I'm going to help you. I'm going to tutor you. I'm going to teach you," and he was a great tutor. He was a great teacher.
Good.
And I worked in his office, but it was like my side hustle because I was working a regular job.
Okay. What else were you doing at the time?
I was working with a company called Union Carbide.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody knows Union Carbide for gases. And they also made batteries. So I was in their battery division. And I was blue collar and worked in mechanic as well as work on machines. I was, running machines. So it was good. I mean,
but that side hustle gave you kind of a lot of freedom, right?
Absolutely.
That's what you got attached to.
And the cash wasn't bad.
Exactly.
So I did that, and to look back, it was just a blessing because at the time, Union Carbide was going through some issues overseas.
Okay.
So they started laying off. And my side hustle became my regular job.
Good. So you already had your foot in something when they started to lay off, which is good. Yeah, the timing just worked out perfectly.
The timing was perfect. Okay. And it worked out very well. I continued to work with Alan, and then I worked with a gentleman named Zeke Burrows.
Okay.
And whoever watched it, there's some people people who are in the organization in the chamber who knew Zeke. Okay. And he's gone now too, but he was a great mentor as well.
I see. Okay.
And so they taught me everything the base is what I know of the business.
Good.
And everything went from there.
All right. Yeah, well, let's fast forward. 29 years, you said, about?
No, 38 years.
38 years.
38 years.
So 38 years, let's fast forward to now. How many people are in your agency or group?
You mean as far as employees?
Yeah, just employees working.
I have 3 agents.
Okay.
I have 2 agents and a manager in my office and myself.
Okay.
So 4 of us.
Okay. Do you have a physical location?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
We have a current location at 360 Broadway Avenue in Bedford, Ohio.
Okay.
And when I was going back to Allen, when I left there, I joined Nationwide Insurance at that time in 1987. And then we had an office out in Mayfield Heights. And from there, I went from Mayfield, that was our training area, training ground.
Okay. So that's an office for other agents.
Training agents.
Okay,
it's no longer there, but back in those days, that's what it was.
Yep.
And then there was a program that I was on. Once I was approved to get off the program, then I started my own business, and the first place I went was Maple Heights.
Okay.
And I started in Maple, partnered with another agent, Bob Zivzak, and from there I stayed pretty much in Maple. and in Bedford. Currently, we're at 360 Broadway Avenue in Bedford, Ohio. And we also have a virtual office in Youngstown, Ohio. We're licensed in Kentucky, we're licensed in Alabama, and we're currently seeking license in Pennsylvania, which we should get.
So you're under an expansion plan,
we're
too,
in an expansion
reaching
plan
out
right
further.
Now. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, good.
To make, better contact. We have some contacts through other agencies that are working pretty good. Again, partnering again.
Right.
We're doing the partnering.
Okay.
So it's starting to really work out now.
Okay.
So,
but since you like networking,
goodness.
you're going to be traveling, man.
Oh, yeah. Because
I know you're going to shake some hands, too.
Yeah, we're going to shake some hands, kiss some babies. And,
and go from there.
And go from there.
All right.
And also, just to let you know, we also have been involved in the community. We've been on several boards. And God has been good to us. And, my beautiful wife, who's my Denise, who's my marketing manager, she's done a wonderful job. And, as she has retired from her job and she's joined the agency, and now she is looking for ways that we can do what we do in these different states.
Yeah.
So we will be traveling, and Denise will be with me.
Well, and she has a vested interest in you, the agency,
Yes.
and you as a family, too,
Absolutely.
which is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yep.
She's been my
Good.
partner for 29 years and
All right.
going strong.
So how long did you go before you started adding people on?
It took a while, because when you come into the insurance business, this is not a business that you can just walk into and it's turnkey.
No,
Unless, I
not at
started
all.
what they call scratch.
Okay.
That means you build your agency from the beginning.
Right.
I was my first customer.
Yeah.
And when I did that, it was just me for a few years. I would say at least 5 years.
Okay. Yeah, because here's the one thing I definitely know about insurance agencies, insurance brokers, because there are quite a few out there. It's all about networking, meeting people, friends,
Absolutely.
family, their connections, et cetera. So
Absolutely.
how long did it take you to get to the point where, even though you were forced for it not to be in as a side hustle and it was full time, how long did it take you to really feel like you had built a good book of business?
Oh, that took at least about 8 years.
8 years. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And again, starting from scratch.
Yeah.
You got to, like you said, you got to get out there. You have to network. You've got to talk to people. You've got to go to different. I talk to other agents who've been in the business and how long they've been doing things. Look for your niche. What is your niche in the market? So I found out, my auto and my home. Well, auto is always your top priority.
Right. Okay.
And then your homeowners and so forth, and then commercial comes later. But for me, anyway. But it's a very competitive field.
Sure. Yeah. It absolutely is.
Yeah. It's a very competitive field.
So you as you're building that business, you talked about networking, and that's key part of it. I understand you're very much involved in the Chamber of Commerce. You have been for quite some time.
Yes.
I don't know how many years, but still.
Just a few.
Just a few years? So talk about that. How did that help you grow? And then where else did you kind of go out to look for just people who might be interested in what you have?
Well, with the Chamber, you have so much diversity, so many people come in from different backgrounds, different businesses, and you really get the chance to know people one-on-one.
Yeah.
And what I try to do, I don't necessarily want to sell you something. Yeah, that comes automatic. That's why you're in the Chamber.
Sure. Right.
But you also want to make friends. And you want to have people see you at these different meetings every time the meeting is there. You want to be a part of as much as you can.
Yep.
Why? Because you build trust in you and your business.
Absolutely.
And when they see that you're a part of the Chamber, they see you're there, and and I'm not saying some people, their businesses kind of keep them away because of the way their business is.
Sure.
But you get there as much as you can, and you give it. You meet people, you shake hands, break bread with them, have a cup of coffee with them, whatever. And they get to know you.
Yeah.
And, because your business is your reputation. And the last thing you want is someone who is not good for you. If you don't see them, you don't have a relationship. Let me say that.
Yeah.
So if you don't have a relationship and you just nilly-willy just, hey, I'm going to do business with you, that doesn't work.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think, and I hope people who are listening and watching are really understanding that it takes time It takes effort. It takes connections. It takes investment to be able to do it. Because you're right, especially in your business, you want to know that if you have any sort of coverage for anything, that you trust the person you're working with, and they're going to be there, because no one cares about it until you need it.
Exactly.
And then when you need it, you want to be able to go to the person and say, I need it, I need you, et cetera, and they're there for you. So I agree with that 100%. I just hope people understand that. So to get involved and do those things. So,
and you remember, what we sell is promises.
Yep, absolutely.
That's what we sell.
Yep.
And when you need those promises to come through, because you're paying your money, you've given your time, you've trusted that person, whether it's me or whoever, and say, hey, when that time comes up, you're saying, hey, I need this because now I have a situation and I need your help. You promised me. So, and all that comes back to relationship.
Sure. Okay.
Because if Brooks Insurance Group promised me that you're going to take care of my home, and when I have an accident, you're going to take care of me and my family, or if I need life insurance and there is a death, you promised me you were going to take care of me and my family. And that's what promises are about. And then when you go from the chamber side, when you meet people, other business people, they're saying the same thing. Yeah. If you promise me you're going to take care of my business, you promise me you're going to take care of my money, you're going to promise me that you're going to take care of my family within my business, they're looking for those promises to come through when needed.
Okay.
And that comes through relationships.
Yep,
and the first thing when something happens, they know, oh, wait a minute, hold up. This didn't happen. Let me call Barry because I need to talk to him because of this. How do I handle this? How does this happen? And there's changes every day in this business. So when we do this, we need, our agency we should be on top of whatever's needed so that we can take care of our customers.
Okay, good. We're going to switch gears a little bit, though.
Sure. All right. That sounds good.
It's not all that good in business. We all know starting out. So you said, you're this young person, you get involved in the business, it takes you 8 years to even get to the point where you feel like, I'm starting to get a little bit of traction and everything else. What kept you in there? I mean, and tell me about the hard times that you had to get through and how'd you got through them.
That was because of God, for real. You have insurance is a thing, especially if you start scratch, what they call scratch or new agency. That takes prayer, for real. Because there are some hard times. There are times when, you're looking for this big contract. You're looking for a large, property insurer, or a large business, or, a nice sized business to insure, those type of things. And you're looking forward to doing this because it's going to make you money and you've got responsibilities you got to hit. And you say, oh, man, this is going to go. And then somebody calls you and say, well, Barry, this was great, but I talked to so-and-so and so-and-so, and they told me they can do this for half or not half, but, for a few less dollars.
Right.
And here you spend all this time to build that relationship.
The investment.
Not that the person is bad. This is business.
Right.
I don't get upset in that sense, but this is business. And if they're saying, hey, this person giving me the same apples to apples you're giving me, and I'm paying less, they go with them, that's a hard time. You worked your butt off. And you want things to work. So, those things are very trying. Okay. When you have the bills and overhead that's coming in, for your business as well as your personal life, those things they're very tough.
So you turn to your inner strength and faith in order to kind of get you those tough times, which I believe a lot of business owners, many do.
Oh, absolutely.
Because at the end of the day, you got to get it done.
Right.
I mean, and so whatever helps you get it done, that's what it takes. What did you learn during the process? So as you were struggling and trying to get it going, what did you learn? Like if you could go back and turn the clock back, what would you do differently now since you know better?
What I do know is going through the fire makes you stronger. Would I do anything different? I don't think I could. You have to learn business, no matter what business you're in. There's certain nuances that you may have to go through. because you have to learn the business. You got to know what's the ins and outs. You got to know how to market. You got to know human nature.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Emotions, right.
Emotions.
It's an emotional thing when you talk about insurance.
Absolutely.
Yep, it really is.
And when you do those things, you want, everything doesn't always work out well, because if that was the case, it's like they say, everybody would be doing it. Just like what we're doing.
Yep.
Everybody would be doing it if it was easy.
Yeah.
You have to prepare. You have to learn from your mistakes. And you may fall down, but you get up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You dust yourself off. And you go on on God, or your inner strength, whatever you want to call it, and you get up and you say, okay, look, I'm going to take this hit. Well, where do I go from here? And you look for where to go.
So I went to your website.
Yes. How'd you like it?
Very nice. It really is.
Good.
Really nice. And
very clean.
Very informative, too. Very clean.
Yes.
That's a great description.
Yep.
I encourage everyone to go to your website just to take a look at it in a sense. How is technology playing a part in anything that you do now? I understand relationships. I understand what you have to do in terms of writing policies. Is there any technology or AI or anything kind of helping you get there now?
Oh, my goodness. Wayne, it's changing daily.
Okay. Wow.
Daily.
That's what I figure.
There are so many things, especially, in my industry. Well, AI is going across the board.
Right. Okay.
Okay. It is said in 5 years, all entry-level jobs will be gone because of AI.
Right. Yeah.
And I do see some of that trend coming, even in our business. The way we do business with the companies are different. We're an independent agency, and we have different companies that we work with, like Progressive, Nationwide, and others. And the way that we sell is different. The way that we use our programs for how we enter information and that type of thing to insure you has changed.
Okay.
Everything is very secure.
Right.
And
is it becoming more efficient with just through the AI, or do you someday just see companies and people just going online, putting in a few bits of information, getting 30 quotes and making decisions that way? Or do you think it's still going to be, at the end of the day, that relationship that's going to be, sway your way?
It's both.
Okay.
They're doing it now, as far as the first part of your question.
Yeah.
You can go online and do that. Okay. And let me tell those who are listening, anytime you see something online that says you can get auto insurance for $35 a month, be very careful.
You're right.
Full coverage?
Yeah.
No, that's not going to happen.
Right, absolutely.
But, there's still some things out there that just to bring you in.
Right.
But AI is playing a big piece, but people still need this. I think this is an industry that still needs human intervention. People want to know. Everybody doesn't know everything.
Okay.
So people want to know, hey, the person who speaks insurance language, they want to know, what does this mean? How does this affect me and my family? How does it affect me and my business? Because our job is to interpret it.
Right.
That's what we do. And so everything is not as easy as some things you learn through AI. AI can tell you some things, but relationships always come first in this business.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, and that's the thing that you can just sort of just grab onto the AI can't. It's that personal connection. And
Absolutely.
I agree with you, and you said it. When you see something online that's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true.
Is.
Because
Absolutely.
you think about, you get a policy and no one really reads the fine print of everything, their entire policy.
They do not.
And then something happens and it's the one thing that's not covered or it's a different coverage and you just didn't realize it. So working with someone like yourself, a human being, you're able to kind of outline everything and let them know exactly what's going on.
And we get so many calls in our office because of that. I've had people call me and says, I went online and I got this insurance. They were talking about it was $45.
Yeah.
Full coverage or whatever. And then, but when they finish, it's a lot more.
Yeah. It's 300.
And they're like, oh, wait a minute, and especially if you have some issues as far as auto insurance, if you have some issues
Sure, right.
as far as your
Infection rate,
it's rate, and you have tickets, maybe you have one or two tickets, maybe an accident. It's not that easy.
Okay.
But they know how to get your attention, and that's all it is, but putting that number out there.
Okay.
But the bottom line is a good insurance agent, he's going to say, Leonard, we need to talk about some specifics. We need to talk about what's your driving record, where are you living, what's your lifestyle, so we can put all that in to give you a much better quote. But as well, that's why I'm saying AI won't do that.
Right.
At least for now.
It won't do it.
You never know.
You may get a robot show up at Chinese meeting one
true.
day at one point.
We're joking, but man,
yeah,
look,
exactly. I'm not sure I'll be around when that happens, but we'll see.
Yes.
So looking forward now, the next decade, what do you see yourself doing, and what do you see in terms of your agency? How does it continue to evolve or transition? Have you thought about that plan down the road?
Yeah, you have to.
Okay.
We're looking at, in the next 5 years, it's going to be very interesting with AI. Mm-hmm. How much is it going to impact agencies across the world, across America? Because, again, unfortunately, there's going to be some things AI can do that will say, I don't need a person. I don't need a person, let's say a receptionist or whatever.
Right.
And we're seeing that with our telephones. We're seeing that with our anything that's electronically on our computers that will help the companies to streamline. Because that's what they're doing. They're streamlining things where it comes back to us, and where we don't need certain things or certain positions. But what I see in 5 years, I still think that there will be insurance agencies, yes.
Well, good.
How many? Right. I don't know, because
how many people involved?
Exactly.
That would change.
How many people are involved in the agency because of AI?
Because I was thinking about yourself, because we talked a little, sidebar. If you think about like just even retiring down the road, okay,
I am.
So you got this book of business that you worked hard to get.
Yes,
and I'm going to make an assumption that you somehow want someone to either take over the book of business or maybe buy the book of business, et cetera.
Absolutely.
So
I was going to say.
So
that,
how do you convince these young people? How do you educate them, convince them that there's a future for an agent, to do that?
Well, that's a hard question, because it is a tough question, because there's a lot of young people who don't want to work as hard as we did starting. I don't know if you.
Oh, yeah. No, yeah.
I mean, because you got to get out there.
I'm with you. I'm with you on this. We've been out
and
there.
Again, this is for all young people who are listening. This is no attack on anyone. Anyone.
Right.
But there's not enough people, to put the heart in what we do. Yeah. So it's hard to find somebody. Now, what probably will happen with my agency is I'll probably wind up selling it, to a larger agency, or maybe a young entrepreneur who wants to come in.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll be more than happy to mentor someone, which I have mentored others through my career.
Okay.
But, it's tough, because this is not a business that you can just sit by and it's a turnkey. It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't.
You got to get out there and have your own connections, your own education. It's in your own way of talking to people and connecting with people.
Yeah.
And a lot of young people today, to get into the insurance business, and I think as talking to other insurance agents who is watching this, they'll agree it is a tough business to get people in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it's demanding work.
And I'm glad you're delivering that message. I really am, because people are going to watch and look at it. And there are people who, I just found out a good friend of mine, really close friend of mine, got into the business.
Yeah.
And he's, I won't give his age, but he's probably, he's like maybe 10 years younger than I am. Okay.
Okay.
I'm not giving my age.
Very mature young man.
He's been around the block, right?
Okay.
But
All
anyway,
right.
so he just got into insurance recently,
Yes.
even though, and he's got another company. He got into that kind of like, as an addition. So it's just really interesting, but he understands that the networking part of what, but as he tries to translate that to younger people, there's just no connection to it whatsoever. So, I hope you find that person. Actually, I hope that person's watching and then
I
look
hope
at
so
you going
too.
even reach
And
out to you.
I'll be more than happy to mentor someone.
Yeah.
It's a great business.
Yeah.
But again, it is I won't say a hard business, but it's a tough business. You bring your education in, you bring your personality in, you bring in your inner strength and your faith. You can make it. But
Right.
it's not something that is turnkey, latchkey. You're going to just come in, walk in, and you're just going to do this. You're dealing with people.
Yeah.
And when you're
Okay.
dealing with people, there's variables on each person.
Okay.
Just like you're interviewing me.
Yeah.
The next person you'll interview is going to be totally different. It may, they may be even in insurance, but it's going to be totally different. Why? Because their experiences are different.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And they won't be a Barry though.
It won't be a Barry.
They won't have Barry's personality. Hey, as we start to kind of wind down, what do you do to wind down? Because we know what owning a business like is constant pressure, everything.
my
What do you do to
goodness.
wind down and have fun?
Me and my wife, we usually travel.
Okay.
We'll go somewhere.
And she's involved in the business, right?
She's involved.
Actually,
she's our marketing director.
she's here today,
Denise
too.
is here. Yep.
Yeah, watching you.
I'm pretty sure she's saying a few things that says,
Actually, she's probably
"You couldn't
videotaping
be
it.
this."
She's gonna start to edit.
Yeah, exactly. But we hang out with our family.
Okay,
we just
good.
had our second great grandchild.
Oh,
So
congratulations.
He lives in Columbus, and we hang out with family. And what else? We just do our family thing. We just
Yeah.
get out. I read. Unfortunately, you can't play any basketball or anything. But,
All right,
But we
yeah.
love the Cavaliers. Go Cavs.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
All right,
we love
yeah.
the Cavs. We're
Good.
a big supporter of the Cavaliers.
Good.
And then of course we work within our church. Denise and I work within our church, and we support our church. And with Grace Community Seventh Day Adventist Church,
Okay.
we're there.
Yep.
So we're busy for our age. For mature seniors, we are very busy.
Barry, I could truly see why people trust you and use your agency, and I hope other people come to you because of this podcast.
you. Thank you. I hope
And thank
so,
you
too.
for being on it, and more importantly, thank you for sharing. You started off by saying it's a blessing, but you talked about some of the challenges too, and that's what people need to hear: the balance
Yeah,
between
yeah.
what makes it good and what makes it.
And may
not
I
so
say
good.
this?
Yes.
In any business,
Yeah.
there's no unless you I think even with people who have money to come in and buy a business and they're doing their thing, you have to learn so many things about that business. And you're not successful until you really know the people you're working with,
Yeah.
the people you're serving. And then you have to look, we have to give to our people. Our people come first.
Yeah.
In our business. When you're dealing with people, people come first.
Yep.
And, when you do that, I truly believe God blesses you because of the fact that you're helping people. It's not just making money.
Yeah.
It's a mission. And when you do a mission, the money will come.
Yeah.
But when you impact people's lives, and especially, and I'll say this in Indy, especially when you're talking about life insurance. There are people who have had life insurance with me for years, but when somebody passes away, they're on the phone. Barry, look, John passed away.
Right.
Can we talk about that life insurance policy that he had? And you go over everything. You walk with them. You talk with them.
Yeah.
They love that. They need that. Because the last thing they have on their mind is about how they're going to take care of their loved one when they pass. What they need is someone who can hold their hand and walk through it. And sometimes it's a literal hold your hand.
Sure, absolutely.
And walk through
Yeah.
with them. So when you do that, it's a wonderful feeling to say, I helped somebody today. I helped somebody to make it through a tough time and at least get them to the point where they can grieve without worrying about how they're going to take care of their loved one. And that's what, and in any business, when you hold someone's hands and when you work with them and that feeling of accomplishment of I helped that person, it made their life a little bit better in this crazy world we live in. Hey, that's a heck of a good feeling.
You're absolutely right, and
is.
well said. It's that human, personal connection
Absolutely.
that hopefully that I doubt AI will ever be able to achieve.
Not at all.
Barry, thank you for coming on the show. Really
Thank you
appreciate
for
it.
having. I'm so honored to have
Yeah.
me here, Wayne.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, if you like this episode, don't forget to comment, like, and share. This podcast was made possible with the support of our sponsors. Find more ways to grow at kyeast.org.